Today, we're going to peek into the future of medicine. We're unpacking a really fantastic report from Nature Medicine that shines a light on some clinical trials that could literally change how we treat disease.
Okay, so what's the next huge breakthrough going to be? It's the million-dollar question, right? Well, nobody has a crystal ball, but the next best thing is to look at the incredible science that's happening as we speak. So let's explore 3 of the most exciting clinical trials that are set to give us answers around 2026. Each one is tackling one of humanity's biggest health challenges.
First up, we're taking on a disease that has been a shadow over humanity for centuries. Tuberculosis, or TB. You know, for 100 years, we've had to rely on just one vaccine, and frankly, it's not good enough. But that might be about to change in a big way.
The scale of this problem it's just staggering. Just in 2023, more than 1 million people died from TB. To put that in perspective, that's like the entire population of a city like San Jose, California, gone in a single year. And the root of the problem is our current vaccine. It works pretty well on little kids, but its protection just fades away, leaving adults, the very people who get sick and spread the disease, totally vulnerable.
Now, this is what's so interesting. We're not just talking about a small upgrade here. This is a whole new strategy. The current vaccine is literally century-old technology. This new candidate, though, is engineered specifically to fix the single biggest flaw of the old one, protecting teenagers and adults. That's why scientists are calling this the most promising work on a TB vaccine in 100 years.
And get this, the effort behind this is just massive. This isn't some small early-stage study. We're talking about a huge Phase 3 trial. That's the final, most important stage of testing before a vaccine can get the green light. It involves 20,000 people across 5 different countries, and crucially, they're including people who've had TB before and people living with HIV, which means the results will be super relevant for the real world. The goal is simple, but it's profound: to finally prevent active TB in adults.
All right, so from a problem that's a century old, let's pivot to a challenge that has completely stumped modern scientists for decades. We're moving into the world of oncology and a new glimmer of hope for pancreatic cancer, which has always been one of the absolute toughest cancers to fight.
This quote really says it all. For 40 years, scientists have known the enemy. It's a single genetic mutation, a gene called KRAS, and it's the driver behind almost every single case of pancreatic cancer. Think of KRAS like a car's gas pedal that's gotten stuck to the floor. It's just screaming at the cell to divide, over and over and over. The problem? For all those years, this target has been considered undruggable, leaving patients with really harsh chemotherapy as their main option.
But now, a new drug called daraxonrasib is trying to change the game with this really clever approach. See, most drugs work like a key fitting into a lock on a protein to shut it down. But KRAS doesn't really have a good lock to pick. So this drug does something totally different. It acts as what scientists are calling a molecular glue. So here's the brilliant part. The drug goes into the cell, finds a completely separate helper protein that's just hanging around, and uses it to literally stick to and disable the KRAS cancer protein. It's not picking the lock, it's jamming the whole mechanism with superglue. It just gums up the works. Now, if this trial is successful, it would be an absolute game changer, offering the first real targeted therapy for almost everyone with this devastating disease.
Okay, for our third and final deep dive, let's talk about something that affects millions and millions of us: heart disease. There's a major trial happening right now that could completely flip the script on how we prevent it.
I mean, for as long as I can remember, the story has been all about cholesterol. We've all had it drilled into us. Lower your bad cholesterol, your LDL, and you'll lower your risk of a heart attack. And you know what? That is absolutely true. But it might not be the whole story.
What if there's another major villain driving heart attacks and strokes? One that our cholesterol-lowering drugs don't even touch.
And that's where this new frontier comes in: inflammation. Researchers now get that inflammation isn't just a side effect, it's a major independent cause of heart disease. Here's a good way to think about it. Cholesterol is like the bricks that build up dangerous plaque in our arteries. But inflammation, that's what makes that plaque angry and unstable, causing it to rupture and trigger a heart attack. It's a root cause that needs its own treatment.
And that is exactly where the ZEUS trial comes in. It's testing a drug designed to do one thing and one thing only: block a key inflammatory signal in the body. The goal is to just cool everything down. They're trying to prove, in thousands of high-risk patients, that targeting inflammation directly can cut down on heart attacks and strokes. This could offer a totally new way to protect our hearts, working right alongside cholesterol drugs.
So these 3 trials, for TB,
for cancer, for heart disease. They really do offer an incredible glimpse into the future of medicine. It's exciting stuff, but it is so important that we keep all of this progress in the right perspective.
And here's the bottom line, right? Science is a marathon, not a sprint. These are all ongoing studies, not proven cures. Everyone is hoping for positive results, but they are never, ever guaranteed. Lots of promising drugs fail in these final stages. But, and this is key, whether these trials succeed or fail, every single one provides priceless knowledge that pushes science forward.
So as we look ahead to 2026, what these studies really represent is the tireless, incredible work of thousands of scientists, doctors, and especially the patient volunteers all over the world. They are all working together, building a healthier future for every single one of us, one rigorous trial at a time.